Hey everybody, welcome to today's devotion for Sunday, April 5th, 2020. And today I want to kind of do just a follow-up continuation, as it were, on yesterday's devotion as well as the day before. I feel compelled during this time of uncertainty to maintain a series of devotions devoted, pun intended, to what we're going through. And one thing that really jumped out at me when I was thinking about what I was going to speak on today is that we all grow up hearing that silly little phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? Well, think about that though. As mature adults, think about that rather juvenile phrase that we've all heard since we were toddlers. Life has been not too easy and kind to us these last few weeks. So you could say we've been dealt some lemons. Now, what are you going to do with those lemons? If you watch the news, people are drowning in the lemon juice. People are freaking out about the lemons. They don't know what to do. They're scared. They're frightened. But if you do look, and I mentioned this yesterday, and I'll reiterate it, if you look at the you can't judge too much on this. But look at the overall lifestyles of these people that are scared. They're more secular, so to speak. But if you took an average Christian that knows enough about the Bible to understand the reality of what's going on, those people have a hope. They have faith in that God's in control of all this, and they're truly not as worried as the secular folks are. The non-Christian, secular people are running around like chickens with their heads cut off because they just got dealt a bucket of lemons and they don't know what to do with it. They think it's the end. It's disastrous. And it might be the end. We don't know. But even if it is the end, look at the typical Christian's reaction to it. They're just living their life. They're told to stay home, so they stay home. They're limiting their traveling. They go to the store, they stock up on with moderate supplies. They're not emptying the shelves. They're being fair to the other people. They're being modest about it. They go buy, get what they need. They've got enough food to last a little while, and they go get a little bit more. They're just living their life, and they have that relationship with the Lord to where they're comfortable. They're content. That's a big thing, content. Are you content with your life right now as it exists in these perilous times? Are you content with things? Or are you hoping for more, wishing for more, panicking because you want more? Where do you fall into that category? So getting back to the premise that I set forth at the beginning, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. What are you doing about this time that's given to you? What are you doing with it? Now, I'm going to wager to bet if you're watching this devotion, you have access to some sort of either social media or emails or electronics or phones or some way of communicating with other people. I think that's a fair assessment. If you are in fact watching this on YouTube, you have the means of communicating with people. So, are you taking advantage of this opportunity to talk to your loved ones? Share with others the hope that you have? If you know of a family member or a friend that you can call that you know is scared to death or panicking over what's going to happen or worried about the future, you have the opportunity to reach out to that person in a very calm and rational tone, because we as Christians we're pretty comfortable throughout this, to share the gospel with them, share with them the hope that you have, that maybe you can touch a nerve in their heart, touch something that makes them realize. And first of all, they should see the calmness and the hope that you have in the Lord. They should see and hear that in your voice, in your actions, in your mannerisms. If you could express that to them non-verbally, just imagine what your words could add to it. But you should be able to diffuse their fear by your lifestyle. If you're freaking out and panicking and running around like crazy, and they see that, guess what they're going to do? They're going to feed off of that, and they're going to do the same thing. But if they talk to you and they hear the calmness and the soothing tone of your voice, if they happen to come over to your house and see you just meandering about as if life is fine, which it is, that's going to make a huge impact on how they act. You could tone down their situation. You could tone down their fear by not expressing fear. Another thing you can do, and these are just ideas, but make lemonade with these lemons. Do you have a relationship with all your neighbors? Are you friends? Do you ever have barbecues? Do you ever hang out as neighbors? Because we're all kind of stuck in our neighborhoods right now. Go knock on a door. Hang out. Invite somebody over for dinner. And if they're too afraid to come out of their house, which you got to grant them that if they are, so be it. But you can stand at their door and talk with them and just check in on them. Ask them how they're doing. And if you sense calmness, that's great. But if you sense some uneasiness in them, share the gospel. Share the gospel either way, honestly. People are more receptive to seeking out God when they're in a state of fear. This is normal human behavior. When the future is uncertain, when there's any panicking or fear in their life, they will turn to whatever source could possibly help them. And a lot of people don't know to turn to the Lord. But here's your opportunity to share the Lord with them, to give them some hope that they may need to get through this. What a wonderful opportunity the Lord is giving us as Christians to fulfill the Great Commission. Go into all nations and teach and preach. Just think about when churches reopen, in a month from now, 2 months from now, whenever the government gives the thumbs up and we can start opening our doors again, imagine how many people are going to, especially at the start, how many people are going to flock to these churches because they're going to be seeking answers. They want answers, basically. They want some resolution. They want to understand what's going on. What a wonderful opportunity that we have to, one, share the gospel, and when they come to the church, when they come through the doors, welcome them with open arms. Be loving, be kind, be generous. And they'll see that calmness in you, and that will diffuse their fears. Now, what about if you have neighbors or friends or family members that are indeed suffering physically from the illness? If they did, in fact, contract this illness, what are we as Christians to do about that? Any ideas? Pray. Be there, just as if it were any other disease, a flu or a cold or whatever it is. Just be there for them, love on them, pray for them. That's the most important thing you can do as a Christian, is pray. Ask the Lord to intervene. Ask the Lord to show mercy. Ask the Lord to help. Ask the Lord to show His power and authority, because God has authority over all things on earth, including sickness and disease. But Romans 8:28 tells us, all things work together for good for them that love God. If you love God and you pray to God on a regular basis, everything that happens in your life and around your life ultimately will work out for the good. And for that, you need to be thankful. So when you see somebody suffering, don't thank God for their suffering. Absolutely not. But thank God for being there with them and for them during their time of suffering. Because they're not alone. But so many people fail to reach out to God. And He's right there saying, I'm here to help. But people don't turn to Him as often as they should. So just stay calm. Psalms 46:10 tells us, be still and know that I am God. Don't worry about it. Like I said yesterday, don't lean on your own understandings. Actually, that was 2 days ago, I'm sorry. Don't lean on your own understandings, but trust in the Lord. His ways are greater than our ways. His thoughts are greater than our thoughts. He understands everything. We understand nothing in the big picture. So just have faith have hope, hang in there, and take advantage of it. Make some lemonade with these lemons that we've been dealt. Go help a friend, help a neighbor, help a loved one. If you've got extra provisions and your neighbor is unable to go to the store and buy water or any essentials, help them out. Invite them over for dinner. Take them some goods. Make lemonade. That's the best thing you can do. So I'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for watching my devotion. Love you guys. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And help out your fellow man. Keep the faith. God bless. Bye-bye.